Hello YouTube. So, I got a request and someone had asked me to teach them the Sweater Song by Hedley, and so I figured I'd make this video. Now, to play, there are a few things that you gotta know. To play the song the same way as a CD, or the same way that they played, you gotta tune your strings down, okay? So, it's actually an E flat. So this string has to be an E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat. So that's how they play it, and that's the original key. And there's also a piano part, and there's two guitar parts. I'll be teaching you the song basically in its most basic form, just using a regular E chord. I haven't tuned my strings down in any way. It's just a normal E, A, D, G, B, E. So, you know, this is, I mean, if you want to play it the way that they played, you gotta tune your strings down and you gotta really go through all the parts and stuff. But if you just want to play for fun and you just want to be able to play the song to show your friends or whatever, this is probably the perfect version for you. So hopefully, you know, you like it. So first basic thing, I'm gonna do an E chord just to show you what it sounds like. Okay, that's a regular E chord. Now, for that, that's technically the first chord in the song. So what you have to do is you take your first finger, which is your index finger, and you put it on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. Okay? And that's basically it. So the chord, these parts are fairly easy. The right hand, though, it kind of gets a little tricky. First thing you got to do is take your thumb and put it on the 6th string. Okay, so you're using your thumb to hit the 6th string. Then you're using your your index finger, and you're putting it under the 3rd string so that you're plucking it up, if you can see. Okay, I'm plucking it up, and my middle finger is going to be under the 2nd string, so I'm going to be plucking that up as well. And that's basically the order of the strings that you got to hit. So you got to hit the 6th string, 3rd string, plucking it up with your middle index finger, and then the 2nd string with your middle finger. And that's basically the idea. Okay? So try to make sure, and that's basically the flow that you got to do every single time you change chords. So the first chord is an E chord, and that's played using your first finger on the 3rd string, 1st fret, hitting the 6th string with your thumb, hitting the 3rd string with your index, hitting the 2nd string with your middle. That's E. Moving on to B. Now it's fairly easy. You take your second finger, and you put it on the 5th string, 2nd fret. Now if I'm talking too fast, I take it back if I'm going too fast. A lot of people say I go too fast, so just bear with me. But so for the B, you need the 2nd finger, which is your middle finger, on the 5th string, 2nd fret. You take your right hand and your thumb goes on the 5th string this time. Your index finger stays on the 3rd and your middle finger stays on the 2nd. So this time you're hitting your 5th string, your 3rd string with your index, and your 2nd string with your middle. Okay? So that's basically it. Then, next chord is an A chord, and the A chord is played, keep your first finger there, by the way. You're not moving your first finger throughout the entire thing. You're keeping it there for the entire time. Your A chord is where you take off your 2nd finger. Okay, keep your first finger there. This time you're using your thumb, and you're hitting the 5th string with your thumb again. Your index finger hits the 3rd, your middle finger hits the 2nd. And that's what it should sound like. So, the whole basic run is your first chord, which is E. Recap of that being your thumb is on the 6th string, hitting it open. Index 3rd, middle 2nd. Okay? And then B, taking your 2nd finger, putting it on the 5th string, 2nd fret. Thumb hits the 5th string. Index hits the 3rd. Middle finger hits the 2nd string. Next is A, and that's where you let go your 2nd finger. Your thumb hits the 5th string, your index finger hits the 3rd, your middle hits the 2nd. And that's basically the 3 chords you need. Now you just have to do it in a certain order. You have to go, first you have to hit the E chord, okay, B chord, A chord, B chord, okay, and that's basically it. So the first line, or the first verse, would be the this part. Sorry. Okay? And now the order for that would be E chord, B, A, B, E, B, A, B, E, B, Notice how I went A, B, E at the end, because it does actually do that, and the A, B, E, and the short E at the end, what I do is I hit the 6th string, and I take my left hand and I cover either the 6th string, or I use my right hand and I stop it, so you can use either one. Doesn't really matter. So, that kind of repeats over and over and over until it gets to the electric guitar part. Now, the electric guitar part, there are a couple of ways of doing this. One way is you can just kind of do the same thing, you know, because that's playing in the background of the electrical guitar part. Or you can kind of do it the way that I kind of saw using power chords, okay? So the first power chord would be an E power chord. So before I was telling you the acoustic guitar parts, E and A and B and stuff. But now I'm going to tell you E power chords. It's a little different, so you got to make sure that you're doing it right. Your first finger starts off on this is an E power chord. Your first finger starts off on the 5th string, 7th fret. Kind of all the way down to 7, put your first finger. Your third finger, which is your ring finger, goes on the 4th string, 9th fret, kind of all the way down to 9. And your pinky goes on the 3rd string, 9th fret. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the 5th string, the 4th string, and the 3rd string together, making that. Notice how I'm not hitting any of the other strings. Make sure that you keep that in mind. Okay? Only the 5th, the 4th, and the 3rd strings. That's it. Next is an A power chord. An A power chord is your first finger going on the 6th string, 5th fret, your ring finger going on the 5th string, 7th fret, and your pinky going on the 4th string, 7th fret. And I'm hitting the 6th string, the 5th string, and the 4th string, okay, together. Should sound like that. Next is a B chord. And the B power chord, your first finger goes on the 6th string, 7th fret, your third finger or your ring finger goes on the 5th string, 9th fret, and your pinky goes on the 4th string, 9th fret, and that's a B power chord. I'm going to hit the 6th string, the 5th string, and the 4th string together, and it should sound like that. So what I'm going to be doing is the electric guitar part goes. Okay, that's the electrical guitar part. Now, it's not exactly the way they play it. I know it's a little different, but in order to play that version, you kind of have to have two guitars doing two different melodies and harmonies and stuff. So I would say just stick with this because you end up playing the same thing anyways. So what I would do is now live, whenever they play it acoustically, they hum the electric guitar parts. They go now my voice is going to be pretty much crap, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. So what they do live is to go, and that's basically what they do, and then they go back into the okay, and that's pretty much the entire song. So now I know it's not going to be easy to pull this off really fast. It's kind of a challenging song. The only thing I would say is easy is just basically the finger positions. You don't have to move too much. Even with the power chords, it's just moving, you know, just that. So try to practice as much as you can. Remember, when I say hit a certain string, don't hit any other string that might come close, okay? Because it will sound wrong. So try to make sure that your fingers also only press the strings that I told it to. For example, your first finger is only pressing the 3rd string, 1st fret. Try not to let it touch the 2nd string, or you might get this kind of dead sound. So make sure you keep that going. Well, this was my first instructional video. Hopefully you guys like it, and hopefully you guys will be able to play the Sweater Song by Hedley. All you got to do is make sure you practice, and you'll get there. I'm also going to put up a few more videos and a few more songs, so I don't know, maybe you like the other songs too. See you guys.